Hey there, folks. My name is Misadventurer, and welcome back to the Icenia campaign. I do apologize, my voice is a little hoarse, but we're going to proceed anyways with this invasion attempt here in Northwest Gaul, our second invasion attempt, you may remember. And this time around, we are approaching it a little bit more strategically with a naval invasion style attack. However, in between episodes, I did reevaluate the exact way I'm going to execute the strategy, and I did change my mind about something pretty critical. I'm going to keep my armies in 2 forces only and not 3 forces. Now, the original plan was a force would land at Darierigum with a navy supporting them. And by supporting, I mean providing an escape route if the entire people of Gaul attacked them at once, as happened last war. The second force would attack at Turanurum with a navy supporting them on the Liger River. And then the original plan was a third force would attack at Novia Regum Santonum, with the third navy supporting them. However, even though I do have enough navies to pull this off, I don't really have enough land forces to pull this off. I could, as originally planned, split the second force into a third force and support them with mercenaries. But to actually hire mercenaries and give them the year or so it would take them to get their morale up would cost time and money, which I'm trying to save both of. However, I could have also, the other plan that I thought about was proceed in with a much smaller third force and then snipe a mercenary force off of the enemies like I did in the first war. However, this plan is too risky for my taste for a couple of reasons. First of all, it requires the enemies to even use mercenaries in attacking that specific force. Second of all, there's no guarantee that even without the mercenaries, because once I hired them, they'd simply leave the enemy forces on the spot. The enemies wouldn't just kill the mercenaries right there and then proceed to kill my force. Or even if the mercenaries got away, the enemies wouldn't just attack my smaller third force with their mercenary-less army and still defeat it. And the enemy just may not use mercenaries at all, or not use them in that area of the front. So it's just a little too risky for my taste. We're just going to proceed with a 2-pronged attack instead of a 3-pronged. This is honestly still fine, because splitting the enemy instead of dividing their areas to attack into 3 isn't really that big of a change in terms of the strategic impact. The biggest mistake I made in the first attempt at this war was frankly just keeping all my forces in one area and not in one stack together. They were split. So having over 10,000 forces strong stuck together into one settlement location is going to be the way to do it. So let us proceed. So what we're going to do is we're going to have... so the second navy is the one carrying our forces. So our first navy is going to actually be the one to do blockade purposes down here in the Mar Cantabrum. Let's also make sure really quick. I'm pretty sure this is already good to go. Yeah, okay, we're good. We already have our maintenance set to go. So we're going to have this remainder force actually become our last land force. And this is the one where, let's see here. Are you? No. Right, this force here... No, that's the Admiral. This force here doesn't really have a great general. So I suppose that, yeah, we are going to have the Buit Calatus, our... oh, this isn't Buit, never mind. This is just some guy named Buit. This governor here is going to go ahead and take charge, I suppose. Well, you're too weak, probably. Actually, it looks like the governor of Armorica, Alauna Orgatora, she's going to be the natural leader here, so we're going to go ahead and put her in charge of the force. Which isn't something we're doing in a gameplay sense, but in more of a sort of conceptual sense, as we will have the other units attached to her unit. Attached unit, there we go. Attached unit, alright. And let's also go ahead and get this sorted out here. Let's set her on... Hold on. Did I do this part for the... I'm going to look at my other armies as well. I need to make sure I get that down correctly. Put her probably on... If shock action is as good as envelopment, enemy armies I think are likelier to be using envelopment than shock action, so let's go for that. Get this all sorted out as well. Alright, sorry as well if my throat is a little hoarse. Once again... kind of congested living in the place of the world that I live in at this time of year. It's bound to happen. Can't be helped. Alright. Nope, not chariots. Chariots only in every line. That's the strategy. Alright. Chariots, there we go. And envelopment is proper. Very good. Now over here... Oh yeah, let's get this fixed. Light infantry. Cav. Glad I caught this. I don't know how much this matters at all, but I just want to make sure I get this while I'm aware of it. So let's get that there. And lastly, you. Oh, it's just 2. That's right. All right. Okay, now onto the boats we go. Onto the 3rd Navy. You as well. And you as well. Okay. So the 1st Navy is coming to Turnurum. That is correct. The 3rd Navy will be heading to... Oh, wait, no, hold on. The 2nd Navy? I guess we'll find out which Navy is which. The 3rd Navy, you're going to come down here. All right. Let's resume. Oh, my goodness. What a logistics mess, but... Oh, Caradwyn Urkea died of dysentery at 73. She was the wife of the head of the Urkei family and the researcher. So the Urkei are now not pleased. Let's see if we can get another researcher in from them. Not seeing any... Well, you're an Urkei. 7 zeal. I think it's probably fine to not have the best people possible as our researchers, just because, again, right now, with our low citizen count, we don't really have the research capacity to really take advantage of great researchers. So, oh my gosh, Buit is getting old. All right, my brother Buit. I mean, let's go ahead and just replace her with a new Urkei character. So that is fine. We are at speed 2. It looks like good. All right, so head down. Now this mercenary navy that lives here, I'm gonna keep an eye on this because I'm suspecting this may come into play during the war. We'll have to be a little careful. And also, October of this month is a right month, so we got to be aware of that as well. Scholar of the Divine. Marganus Orgatorus has, by all accounts, remained a scholar of the divine man. A scholar of the divine man for much of his life. Come on, Paradox. Localizing into English is not that hard. It caused some embarrassment, therefore, when he was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable decree. Before reprimanding Marganus, who is our... Are you a character in the government, or just some guy? Okay. It must be said that it would be expeditious to our efforts to influence him if we were to brush this under the table. Ooh, okay. Doubling our current political influence. You know how much I like political influence. 10 corruption for Donis. Yeah, that's unpleasant. What's his corruption right now? It balances at 2. There's no current source of corruption change. Okay. Or, oh, okay, hold on. This actually, even though getting twice as much political influence usually does sound good, this is essentially free political influence because the loyalty of this character is not in danger. I don't think this is an important character to have high loyalty on. So this is essentially free political influence for nothing, or more political influence for something that I actually do care about, Donis's personal corruption. Donis isn't young anymore, obviously, so he may not be around that much longer for that corruption to be an issue, and when he does die, his corruption goes with him. But I'm a little bit more hesitant about the ruler having corruption. Now, that being said, it would affect his personal wage, which is already pretty high. I guess it will affect the monthly political influence of the nation to do it like that. And legitimacy, too. I think because I don't need... I'm not currently waiting for political influence for any specific purpose. I'm just using it to build cities now and then. I'm going to not do anything too risky and just take the free political influence like that. Wait for this guy to arrive. Alright, 1st of May. I think the war will start... He's going for a stroll on the river there. Alright. Very strange graphics. Before we start the war, let's make sure we are Still, let's see here. Send this force to join this navy. Anything we should be building in the background? We do have enough money to found a city now, so I could do that. Where to found such a city, though, is the question. Also, I do have a mouse pad now for my mouse, but it still does have some issues, so I may need to just get a new mouse at this point, honestly. Might be around that time, but anyways. Now, we could found a city here in Kortoriacum. I did mention before this was a pretty promising spot. This would let us build a port here. It's a pretty important location for this exclave of our nation. Alternatively, we could do one at Lugadurum, and this would facilitate doing some colonization over here in this over the Rhenus section of Frisia. That would be a bit more bold, but because there isn't actually, like, even though this is on the edge of the territory, there isn't actually anyone living over here in terms of a nation, so this is not a dangerous location to build a city. So yeah, let's actually go for Lugadurum. I want to facilitate that colonization over here. I think we might do Coriatoricum next, unless there's any reason to go over here. What's left over here? Gabanium. In terms of, like, provincial capitals, of course, there's lots of city locations that aren't provincial capitals, but Gabanium is a low priority location. This entire province is low priority. Petuaria is a decent location, but it's not a high priority because it's not a coastal location. We already have Dictium. And that's kind of it, really. I guess over here, we could go for Wergium and or Matrionakia, but I wouldn't want to found a city on the front of a war I'm about to start. So, yeah, let's do Lugadurum as our next city location here. All right. Found a city, 200 gold, 50 political influence over here. Very good. I feel like... where did I get all this gold, by the way? Have I just been accruing gold as I got the war set up and I didn't really realize? But I feel like I have a lot more gold than I was expecting. Anyways, I'm not going to complain about that. Having more gold than I thought I did is not a problem fit complaining about. Anyways, let's start the war. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this will look like. Why did I... that was a 0 IQ moment right there. Okay, let's declare war to take Ossasimia. We're going to be bringing in Brigantia, a little unhelpfully, and we're going to be fighting Venetia as well as Santonia. Let's scroll out here. Santonia, Pictonia, and Namnetia. This is exactly what we're expecting. Let's do it. The Gallic local power of Venetia, Santonia, Pictonia, and Namnetia have all rallied together. Round 2, let's do it. Alright, so... make sure we grab the right guy. That being you. In you go to the, I guess, undefended capital. Alright, interesting. I guess they're all going in. Okay, okay. That's good that that's how that works. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to do the same thing again. This time with you. Yeah, you're the very good... you're the Governor General, essentially, that I assigned for military purposes. And then you just hang out here and blockade their capital. We're already getting 4 war score just from the blockades, so there's that. I guess this technically isn't a blockade because there's no port. So actually, I think what I might do is bring you up here just to blockade this, so we do get the blockade war score, just for certainty. Alright, let's get going. Over full manpower, we're looking fine. Alright, we got them under siege. Now, I'm going to keep this navy here, I think. I could come to this section of the River Liger to blockade Namnetum, which would add more war score, but I don't think that's very strategically important, and I'd rather have the navy next to my army to pick them up in short notice if there's any reason to leave. Now, I'm not expecting to face any force just here that can challenge this force, but I'm being very careful this war for reasons you probably can imagine. Alright. We got 2 more war score, very good. Oh yeah, this doesn't even have a fort, so this is going to be a very quick location to capture. They did raise their force over here because they weren't able to get it up in Daria Rigum in time. Now, they had the entirety of my landing period to raise their force in Daria Rigum. I guess they realized they couldn't move it out of the way, so that was pretty ideal for me. And they've raised their force in a pretty inopportune place. They're going to be trapped in the zone of control of... actually, because they're in my territory. Actually, hold on. How does it work? I guess it's not. It is their territory, so... I think they can't progress into my land at all, so they would have to just attack me. I'll just... Oh, yeah, they're going to go after Wargium. That's totally fine. I might even be tempted to just let them siege down Wargium. Well, no, I need to get this too, though, so... I could split my force, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just play it overwhelmingly safe and just do it like that. Alright, they're attacking Wargame. Totally fine. Oh, we are going to attack their little navy. That's fine. We are going to defeat their little navy. That is... I didn't even have time to click on the battle because we killed them so quickly. Oh, I captured their admiral. That's what that says. Alright. Let's take a look at this. Hello there. I guess I'll keep you... Well, This would release him... I don't want to release him during the war. Could I, like, recruit you? Man, I wish. Woo General. Yeah, I guess it's not allowed. That's fine. I'll just keep him in prison for now. No big deal. Alright, so I do see some action happening around here. But so far this force should still be safe. We'll siege this down, kill this force, and then probably just walk this direction with the navy nearby to support. Seems like the safest maneuver. Alright, so they have at least 5,000 here. I'm just keeping an eye on. If they're approaching, like, 9,000, I'll start to be worried, because then... Okay, they did hire these mercenaries up here. I kind of expected they would hire these mercenaries. I think I commented on that last episode. My force will zoom in and kill these mercs either with this force or on their own before they get the morale up. So, not going to be a problem. Policum is under control. Captured quite a few slaves, actually. Very nice. Where are you headed to? Headed to, alright, you're going there. That's fine. What I think I might do is if they're going towards Wargium, once they're locked in, I'll attack, because this way their morale will be so low they will not really be a danger to my force. And once they're locked in, even if this force here in Wargium can't escape, I'll catch those guys in Wargium. So we're going to hang here for just a moment and see what those forces up there do. Okay, they're coming to Sulis. That's fine, too. I'll catch them in Sulis once they're locked. What matters is attacking them while the morale is this low. Cinerix Welbus died, ate a particularly rotten herring at the age of 72. He was the head of the Welbii family. Alright, as usual, let's take a look and see who the new head is. Looks like Bulgios Welbus is the new head. He is not a character in the government. He's just some guy. Alright, that's fine. Gotta keep an eye on if these mercs get hired as well. These guys are safe over here. Alright, now they're locked. Now we pounce. Into Sulis we go. And this should be a decisive... Oh, wait, hold on. They're black flagged. Okay. Well, I should have noticed that, but that is fine, I suppose. This actually does create a problem. I can't attack them till they're not black flagged, and they won't be black flagged till they reach over there. So I think what I'll do is I'll just swing around and kill the folks in Wargium after all. This should be a very unproblematic battle. Alright, they are attacking over here. This might... Oh yeah, that's a 4. That's right. Okay. They're going to just waste that force over there. That's fine. No big deal. Marian Civil War ends. I don't know how we know about this, but okay. The bitter civil war in Maria has finally come to an end with the loyal forces of Susima I Maria utterly crushing the rebel armies led by Kai Warta Shunga and his scheming cohorts. We are reliably informed that the turning point of the war was during the siege of Alexandria Arachosaeus, when the rebel forces attempted to rout the loyalist army, but were outmaneuvered by the superb tactics of Susima I Maria. The outcome of this war was largely irrelevant to us, and we do not consider Maria as either a friend or enemy. Nevertheless, we ought to be careful, now that their nation is on track to recovery. Well, just because I'm curious now, let's go and see. Ooh. Ooh. Yikes. Alright, that's a little spooky. Okay, Rome also, by the way, did conquer the kind of this section, I don't know, the Venetia? What's it called? Like this area of the world. So they now have connected their lands. Something to keep in mind. Very scary. Alright, let's back to it. Yeah, their army is higher morale than us. Okay. I guess technically that's true, but not too concerned about that. Alright, here goes the fight. This should be pretty straightforward. We are defending. Port is done in Canoium, very nice. This really should not be an issue at all. Okay, we stack wiped them. We only lost about 1/38th of our forces, so very, very acceptable given that this was a stack wipe. And off we go, resuming our march. I think we're going to go attack in, what's it called? Matriarch. Oh, actually, hold on. I think the mercenaries' morale reset to 0 when they reached the territory that removed their black flag. I'm not sure about this, but it kind of looks like that's the case, in which case that's good for us to know for future purposes. So let's go attack here. I think these mercs are going to come join in Mantrianakia, but even if they're not here yet, I'd still attack this, even if they were to leave. I could still catch them, probably, so should be fine. If they do arrive here, that would be preferable. A ruler is born, my king. A son has been born to Donus Duicus. We're told the baby is named Adidamaris Duicus. Alright, that's fine. Let me remind myself, he does already have a son, and I think a daughter as well. Yeah, he actually has a son, Wilsenius, who's now 9. The daughter, Singatessa, and it looks like he actually had another son who died a few years ago. I don't remember this happening, but okay. And then he now has another son, Adidamaris. Okay, so Wilsenius looks like he's on track to either have no regency or a very short regency if his father does die pretty soon. So that should be fine. Now, what scheme are you doing? Influence stakeholders. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's fine. Okay, so these guys are coming over. I think I'm going to reroute to come down to Daria Rigum because this is not fortified, so I'd rather not re-lose Daria Rigum. Or I guess I wouldn't be re-losing it. I'd be losing it for the first time because it's their territory. But so far, my strike force over here at Turanurum is looking pretty secure. I'm glad to say that. I was a little bit more worried about this, but the enemies have concentrated their counterattack up here at the front, as could probably be expected. And having this navy here providing vision is actually quite handy, so glad to see it. Are you... Okay. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay. I got scared for a moment. So Marinia is fighting a war around here. For some reason, I had a very quick moment of fear that these forces were on my enemy's side in this war, but that's not the case. This is an unrelated conflict over there. Okay. That's fine. Okay. This game thinks that I'm in trouble. This is not true. It's because it's not taking into account the morale of the mercs coming into fight, so I'm not actually very scared about this. Even though I will be the aggressor into the... It is plains. Even though this tile is covered in trees, this is a plains tile, so I'm not that scared about that. Should be fine. Especially with... Okay, yeah, now that they're not going to come in, it's definitely going to be fine. Again, the main goal here is just to keep them from blobbing all their forces into one stack that can fight my stack. So that is the ideal situation here. Alright, so this should be fine. This morale, by the way, isn't of the mercenary force. It's displaying the combined morale of all the forces in this stack. So that even though this morale and this number looks very scary, it's because the mercenary force is almost 0 morale, and this is just the average of their morale, and then the morale of the 2 levies on that tile. So let's finish the... Oh! Ooh, that was real close, boys, but I managed to grab it. Omen on the first. You heard my yelp of fear right there. That was a real yelp of fear. Okay, so even though manpower recovery might become relevant in just a moment, really, we don't need it right this second, so I think it is worth doing something else. I think I might go for Maponos, just to top off my legitimacy as we do approach the end. No, let's not play around. Rosamerta, we are going to stick with Rosamerta. Even if the manpower recovery speed isn't super critical right this second, I am in a war that may drain my manpower to some extent, so I will not play around. Alright, come on. Finish the fight, please. There we go, finish the fight, very good. As the other forces arrived. Okay, so one of those sort of weird, janky, multi-day fights happening in succession moment right there. My brain is not working too well. So we did manage to kill off quite a few folks, and the large but bad morale army is on their way in tomorrow, it looks like. Very exciting. Right, it looks like the last bit of my naval buildup is finished there. Very good. In we come. All right. Okay, that was a little strange. Stack wiped 1,000. Now here's the actual fight I was kind of scared about, and as usual, or not as usual, as expected, the mercs are on very low morale. We are going to take more losses here because this is a much more substantial fight, but we also have the tactics advantage. Look at that. Very good. We are going to smack them about. Handy stuff. So we did lose more forces than they lost, unfortunately, because we have been under attack for several days now. But okay, what is happening now? Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Trade influx. Trade agreement with Traveria has yielded a splendid return on investment. Because I have the cruel trait. Wait, hold on. I got to read this more closely. Our trade agreement with Traveria has yielded a splendid return on investment, along with the flow of wealth between our two states. The movement of people is accelerating. Our city of Dictium has been blessed with a wave of fresh migrants who believe they stand a better chance of building their lives in Britannia. Who are we to deny them? So, because Donis is tyrannical, we're going to enslave a bunch of Terrarian tribesmen. Okay. We gain some tyranny, and Terraria loses some opinion of us. I don't care about their opinion of me at all, so we're just going to get a bunch of free slaves. Alright. Now, what's this situation here? Who are you? Where did the rest of these forces come from? Okay, I guess there was one more stack I didn't quite notice. This is a little dicier. I think because my morale... so here's the issue. This force shouldn't be dangerous to my force, the one that's attacking me. However, because I was just subjected to a month of repeated attacks by multiple little forces and the low morale mercenary stack, my force just hasn't been able to recover their morale, and so they're just exhausted. And this much smaller, non-threatening force is actually going to wear out my force just through this attack. I don't think I'll get the morale to catch up, so I'm going to withdraw from this fight just to preserve my force. We're going to withdraw to Borganium. Yeah, so we are going to lose some forces on the retreat. That's fine. My force here is still in fairly good shape and will recover pretty quickly. And even though we have withdrawn, we have effectively, I think, defeated quite a large number of forces around here and aren't in the worst of shape. Once we have Turanurum under our control, that's going to free up this force to come over to Con Barasitum. And even though we could go south to go after Lenonum and secure, essentially, stuff down here. Actually, I'll have to think about whether I want this force to go south or to come this direction to Con Barasitum. This would draw away more forces over here, but I guess we'll see what makes the most sense in the moment. It's a close call for sure. The other thing I could do as well is once I do have well, I guess this is the capital there. Never mind. I'll save my idea for a bit later, and it might come up again. Alright, so they've retaken their land, that's fine. No big deal. We're going to just retreat, get our morale back, and we should be fine. I've retreated over here because it's behind War Game Zone of Control, but that may have been a little excessive, honestly. But they're going to recover their morale either way. Alright, so now 7%. Going to work on Sulis, that's fine. They've not even made much progress at all on Matrianakia. I don't remember if this had a fort when I took it, but me building a fort there, or keeping the fort there, was a very good call after all. Good to see it. Alright. Or I guess they're not going to siege it? I don't know what's going on around here. I don't know where they're going, but some strange AI behavior. Once again, and it does seem as though all their forces combined are up here, so they've completely left their heartland vulnerable to my my German-led force of commandos, essentially. Very interesting. Alright, so I think what I might do... They're going to go after Policum. That's fine. Oh, hello. Their mercenary force that I defeated earlier is weirdly coming this direction. I don't know exactly what that's about, but if they want to come fight me in Turanurum, that's fine. I have the numbers advantage and the morale... Okay, they're going over here. And the morale advantage. But now that they do have forces coming into this area, there might be some action for this force to deal with. Alright. Let's just head over to Wargium and recover on the march. We are in pretty good shape. I won't be able to stop them from retaking Pictonia, but if I can grab this force and force this force off of Sulis to reinforce... I just use the word force like 9 times in different variants right there. Should be good. Alright, they've recovered down there. That's fine. Once I have this under control, controlling this fort, by the way, the reason I'm focusing so much, and I have half my army fully on this siege, you might be asking, what's the purpose of this? Why is this such a big focus for you? This fort is strategically extremely important. This controls the unfathomably strategically important location of Brigo Gallus for movement between these two sections of the region, because the river Liger blocks it off. Again, if I could use my boats to stop crossings at the river Liger right here, and I took this fort, I'd effectively completely cut off their movement between the two sections. But because I can't block this, controlling this and then controlling Con Barsatum, which applies zone of control right here, I will effectively win the war right there if I can stop them from moving around between their two sections. So that is the situation there. Duratios Urcus died after eating a particularly rotten herring. Who's giving out these rotten herrings? Head of the Urc... Wait, that was the head of the Urcae family again. Wasn't the last head of the Urcae family killed by rotten herring as well? Or was that the Welbii family? No, it was the Welbii family. Okay. So, Awen Urcae is now the new head. That's fine. Any loyalty problems right now? Friend of the governor of Caledonia is kind of disloyal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It should be fine. Once these sieges are done, actually, I think what I might do is I might come into Sulis just to save it, just to be safe. I have the numbers absolutely. Although I will wait in Wargium and probably do some what's the movement called? Reorganization to get, well, is it justifiable? Just 10%. Well, I'm also recovering a reinforcement, so yeah, it would be justifiable. So yeah, we're gonna wait in Wargium to get our main force bulked up a little bit. So kind of back to square one, but we have damaged their forces quite a bit, so that is what matters. All right, you are gonna reorganize just for a couple months, and then come on in and save Sulis, so it should be fine. I think, essentially, the difference between this war and the first war is in the first war, everything that's happened in the... So, everything that's happened in this war essentially is what happened in the first war, except in this war, I also have the siege at Turanurum going on. That's the big difference. This siege happening in the background makes all of this sort of stalemate completely okay, because once the siege is taking control, this army is extremely free to come over to Combarsatum or on the boats just to go past it. And controlling this will really affect the ability of the enemy to, like, Black Flag retreat or to come up through here. So it's really important that this is going on in the background as everything over here happens. All right, let's give it one more month. Well, do we give it one more month? Okay, 7% is a very low number. This is a factual thing that we both know. And I've never, in my life, or in any life I will ever live, you know, in any multiverse, win a 7% siege. But will the AI win a 7% siege? I don't trust this game not to give it to them, so we are going to go ahead and charge on in. Oh, wait. Let's make sure this is going correct. Oh yeah, because they retreated, that's right. Okay, as I thought, this is going to scare them away. This is what I wanted. Yeah, they're back at Matryonakia. Yeah, so this force is not confident. And also, by the way, This is one of those moments where the UI being glitchy is actually very strategically bad. If we actually scroll here, you can see this is actually about 7,000 men, but the UI has stacked both armies on each other, and so it's only showing one for each of them. It's only showing the number for each of them. So as we scroll in and out, we realize, oh yeah, and we remember as well, 7,000 men right there. But that's actually, wait, it's not. Wait, I take it back. Where'd the other 3,000 go? What? Wait. Did they? How much attrition did they take? Weren't there just 6,000 in Sulis? What in the world? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Something very weird's going on with that number, but I guess it is actually only about 4,000. That is fine. I guess we'll just keep reorganizing in Sulis, honestly. Like, I'm not going to do anything aggressive. They're going to go for Wargium. Okay, sure. Give myself one more month of reorganization, then we'll strike. Oh, Alwyn Urkia died in a freak accident, which may or may not be rotten herring related. Damn, alright. Heads of the family dying left and right. Who's the new Urkia head? Ariana Hot Urkia. Okay, I know you. You were a character that mattered a few episodes ago. Or quite a few episodes ago, probably. I think you... Yeah, you're currently the steward. That's right. You've got really good finesse. Love to see it. Ooh. Get 340 characters? Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if we had 340 more characters? Game would crash. 340 more manpower. We also get Endor Burnham permanently? State, local tax, and loyalty? That can't be true. That'd be too powerful. Oh my gosh, it's a permanent boost. 15% local tax in my loyalty locked capital region city. Wow, that's really strong. Oh my gosh, okay. Love to see it. Alright, first. 80%, that's fine. Let's just proceed. Let's proceed like this, I think. They're going into Agratory, so they're going to be trapped going into Wargium or coming back into Policum, and I'm going to be in Policum and going to Wargium. So... let's go ahead and, no, not you. I want the real power behind the army here. There we go. Into Wargame we go. Okay, we've won the siege at Turanurum. As usual, it was a very long siege. I don't know what else I'd expect at this point. So, where to next? There's so many options. Now, the very scary large mercenary force is around the south somewhere, so I'm a little less tempted to go that direction. If I went over to Con Baristum, that would probably be the safer option. This puts me into range to draw away forces from up here, and within range of potentially being reinforced by my own northern army. Let's see. What is the sensible option here? I could alternatively come over here, go south from my boats onto Ratiarum, and get this just to control this province, to slow them down. That would force them to come besiege it. And then go north to Con Barsitum. I think I'll do it like that. I'm not planning on holding Ratiarium long-term right this second, but getting this under my control will distract the AI quite a bit. So, oh, hello, more forces. Alright, let's do it like that. But things are certainly looking up around here. Yeah, okay. There we go. It was the reason that it had a bad combat result for a moment was just because it was just the first army arriving ahead of everybody else. So this should be... okay, there we go. It's like, don't scare me like that, game. That's not okay. Okay, here's the rest of those forces. I'm glad I'm not coming into Conversitum in a naval landing into a forest assault. My goodness. Wow, okay. So we found everybody. Can we not? What? There we go. Okay, I was clicking the wrong guy. All right. So there's the scary big force. Their morale is still not fully recovered. But, wait a minute. Ooh, okay. So maybe I wait for the morale to recover a little further, and then we steal them away. I think that'd be pretty funny. And pretty, oh. Yeah, alright. Let's siege this down. This may redirect this force, honestly. Battle of Wargame, we did kill about half of them. Very good. Alright. Now you... let's see here. Head to Sulis. Actually, no. Head to here. Instead of getting your morale recovered, we're going to go down here and start to besiege this stuff back down. Okay, we are redirecting this force. Very good. And we'll just quickly grab this, then get back on the boats and get out of the way. Because I'm scared of that force there. Can I get back on the boats in time is the question. Not you. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, it's only a few days, so we're going to get away before this force arrives. Ha! Actually, should I attack this force? I would probably win if I attack... Actually, let's investigate this for a moment. If I attack like this... Ooh, okay. Stronger army, better morale. They're not getting a terrain bonus because this river crossing... So I guess even attacking over a river crossing doesn't affect your outcome? What is this combat system? Okay. And even with their mercs with them, the mercs are actually trying to flee as well. That's kind of funny. Here's the question. Is it worth spending? How much was it? Like 400 gold? Yeah, 400 gold to buy off these mercs when I could potentially just kill them here. That's the issue. It would be safer to use the money, but that is a lot of money. Even though I do make money pretty quickly. I could use this money for other purposes, of course. So, what's the right solution here? Or we roll the dice and try and kill these mercs. I think we go for it because even if the mercs had full morale, this is a fight I might still take with only a 1 martial difference. And they don't have full morale. I think we're going to go for it. We're going to chance it. Doing it risky right here. Oh, hello, what's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, a lot's happened right now. Donis has died of a heart attack. He probably ate some rotten herring. Stability drop. Okay, 40 stability, that is okay. 80 legitimacy is fine. Wasenius the First Duicus rose to the throne and now rules our glorious nation. 8 Marshal. This kid is this naked kid. I don't know what's going on at this coronation. He has some really good stats. Finally, the gods are weeping over the passing of Donis the First Duicus. Wow. Okay, what a moment for something like this to happen. And now, oh no. He's so powerful. He's taken charge of the army. 9-year-old naked Wasenius is leading the force to attack. Oh no. Oh, now we're gonna win the fight for sure. Oh my gosh, what a twist. They did not expect this to happen. So shirtless Wasenius in a bizarre twist. He's jealous. He wants the shirt. Here he comes, leading the force. He's now in charge. That's amazing. All right. Well, I guess since he is better martial anyways, let's go ahead and switch this just for the sake of it. But we're definitely going to make... Okay, I can't do that while they're moving, but we're definitely going to make the attack now. That is hilarious. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. All right. Anyways, let's get the siege back. Should be good. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to win. So that was a pretty opportune moment, actually, for that particular transition to happen. I mean, rest in peace, Donis. I am certainly sad to see him go. He is a, Actually, we'll let this fight happen, then we'll do our little eulogy for Donis. Battle... Oh! A battle happened? Oh my gosh. 0 IQ moment once again. A battle... I meant to say a naval battle happened. Yes, of course, a battle happened. We've captured their other commander. Oh my gosh. Alright. Now, this should be a victory, but probably a costly victory. That's fine. This force is retreating, so they're not going to challenge things at all. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move you. We got a martial advance, all right. And just because I am... What do I want to get with the martial advance? Oh yeah, national commerce income. 32.36. This will now become... Implementing a small fee on the use of our ports is unlikely to affect footfall. It will earn us a little more from trade. 33, 35. That may modify, though, in a moment. Come on, just win the fight. Oh my gosh, this is painful. There we go. Oh my gosh. So we did end up losing more than we killed because we were the aggressor. Fair enough. But importantly, we have really crippled their main fighting force right there. And what's this? Now we're defending against the guys who died before. So that's fine. This should be a very easy fight right here. Okay, yeah, so... Actually, didn't even kill that many. Alright, that's fine. Either way, though, we have now killed all these guys. Which means this force is ready to go attack Khan Burstum. Even though the morale is bad right now, we've killed all the forces locally, so we should be fairly safe to make this attack. Oh my gosh. And this will probably be a good place to actually end this episode. I don't want to go too long, but I will end the episode with a brief eulogy for Donus Deweykiss. He definitely... Let me find his character sheet around here somewhere. Donus definitely was a very important character for the history of the Icenia nation and Britannia, following in the footsteps of his very glorious mother. He definitely made a name for himself. He may not have achieved the scale of victory of his mother, but he did secure holdings in Caledonia and, more importantly, in mainland Europe, in Ossicimia and in Belgica. And his legacy, really, is turning Britannia from an island power into a English Channel North Atlantic superpower, frankly. And yeah, he's sown the seeds, you know, he set the stage for a very long reign, it looks like, from Wisenius here. Wisenius the First Deweykiss, the Gaul, as he is now known, immediately. I guess when you are a 9-year-old who has won a victory against a horde of Gauls, you are likely to be called the Gaul. So Wisenius the Gaul is a fitting name for what will probably be a very Gallic-themed life of conquest for Wisenius, young Wisenius here, who will hopefully someday receive a shirt, as he jealously wishes he would. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.